What's up, y'all? Welcome back to 3-Star Draw. I'm down south 77, aka 3-Star, and this here is an adult collector channel where we like to talk G.I. Joe classified, but sometimes we'll take a look at some other stuff that I like as well. Today is a classified video. Got a figure dropped off today by the USPS, and that is number 166, Major Bludd, the updated version of Major Bludd. So this is the second version of Bludd we've gotten in the classified line. He's been over 100 figures ago. I don't remember what number Major Bludd was, but he was before 66. Way back in the Cobra Island days. I was not even collecting classified when the first Major Bludd come out. Of course, I did go back and get him later, and excellent figure. Most people, this is still a top 5 figure in the line for a lot of people. Seems like there's not a lot of ways to improve on him, right? Especially not the face sculpt, which I do believe they did keep. I think it's the exact same head sculpt. We're going to get the other one out before this is all over and look at it too. But, you know, I knew we'd be getting another Major Bludd. We all knew they'd update him, but I really thought he would be a retro card or in cartoon colors, like with the light brown, you know, and the gray faceplate or chest plate. I really thought that when they did another Bludd, it would be a retro card, and they proved us wrong. They gave us this. I don't even know what he is. He's just got red and silver highlights instead of that stuff not painted. He looks good. This guy's going to go great with like the 788 fire team up there. The HISS tank, which he was in command of HISS tanks all the time in the cartoon. So should be no problem with that. This one is pinless, I do believe. So that should improve the figure, because really there's only 2 complaints with that first Major Bludd. Is he stands kind of wonky. He can be kind of hard to pose. Although he is one of the better figures from that area, or that era, the Cobra Island figures. He's one of the better figures from it as far as the joints and stuff. And then the missiles, right, for his little missile gun, they fall out of the backpack. He's still got that here, I do believe. I still got all the same stuff, so we'll look and see if they did anything with that backpack to hold those missiles in. I know mine, one stays in the gun in the holster and one is in a parts bag. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out this updated Major Bludd. He looks awesome, so let's see how they compare. Here we go. Red Major Bludd. Maybe that's what I'll call him, just Red Bludd. Good old red-blooded Cobra fighting for the right to beat evil. So here's how he's packaged in the box. Evil. Flip this over, get a new portrait of Major Bludd. They didn't reuse the same artwork and augment the colors or anything. I like this. He's very angry, but Major Bludd was a very angry person. Angry and insane, but a tactical genius, apparently. Number 166, he's come a long way, over 100 since our last Major Bludd that we got. And over here you get your attributes, 166, QR code that goes to nowhere, your blued out portrait, and then your parents warning down here, all this legal crap that we got to have on the box now. Then on the back here, this nice portrait of him tying into the box for the snake armor. I do like this, how they tied this together, like he's the field commander leading the snake armor on this mission, just ravaging the city. I think it was downtown Springfield was what I jokingly said on the snake review. Get a close-up of his head and his helmet. They did give him his Magnum again, and I love this pistol. I love the pistols, especially revolvers. But he's got the Magnum in his right hand, which is the cybernetic arm that is basically designed to be able to fire his rocket pistol. And they've got the rocket pistol in his left arm, which is a normal, good old human arm here. I thought that was interesting that they swapped that around. I don't know, maybe you need a cybernetic arm to fire that giant pistol too, but looks like he's wanting to get a cybernetic arm on the left side too. Let's get this guy out. This is how he is packaged in the tray. No surprises there. Pretty sure that's probably the exact same way the other one was. I don't remember. It's been a while. As usual, we'll take a look at his accessories first. I have my Cobra Island Major Bludd over here. I do have to apologize because there is one thing that I can't compare side by side right now. That is the helmet, because my Cobra Island Major Bludd sets on the second riser of my 3 risers on my shelf beside Firefly and Scrap Iron. This Major Bludd never has stood very well. At some point he fell and took a bunch of guys out and his helmet popped off. I've not found it. It's up there somewhere underneath something. So next time I move all of the figures, I will find it. So I don't have his helmet down here to compare, but we'll look at this one. I don't remember the Cobra Island Major Bludd having this weathering on the helmet. You guys can correct me in the comments, but I don't think it did. And again, I don't have it right here to look at it, so maybe it does. But nice black gray helmet. It's also a lot, I don't know, the other one seemed like it was just black, and this one seems like more of a gray, but it could be the pattern mixing in where the helmet's worn. I like this. I wish they do this with more of the accessories. We're starting to see it on a few more often, like Laws has it, Mutts is dirty, things like that. This attention to detail is something that I think we woefully need in the classified line, and they've talked about how their paint processes are getting better. Maybe we'll get to see it, but it does look great. It looks like a well-worn battle helmet. We get the dog tags that I'm sure are same, but the original ones are a lot shinier. They actually look a lot better. Maybe it'll look different on him. Maybe it's muted down to match the weathering on the armor, but these dog tags look way better. And we just saw that with something else too, I feel like. Get a look at that Magnum pistol that I like so much. So here's the new one, and here's the original. Exact same thing. Again, you get shinier paint on this new one on Red Bludd here, and then they did hit the back on the pistol on the grip with some red. A little missing paint right there, but not really. I'm not too concerned about that. I'm just glad they actually painted a weapon. So nothing on the sculpt. So I just still love this pistol. Let's look at the rocket pistol. Here's the new one. Here's the first one. So we've seen it. They look the same. Still got the peg back here on it. So I don't see any difference in these Plastic's actually a little more flexible on the new one than it is on the original. Not much of a difference though. Then the bane of every Major Bludd owner's existence. The backpack that holds the 2 rockets. So here's the rockets from the new one. And I have 1 rocket from the first Major Bludd because I put 1 in the pistol and put the pistol in the holster, and the other one is in his accessories bag. Not much difference. Those feel like they're probably about the same rigidity on the plastic. They didn't like paint the fins or anything on the new one. That would have been neat. That would have been a neat touch if they painted the flights, I guess, whatever they are. That would have been neat if they painted them. So here's the thing. Did they improve these fitting in the backpack? because this is what we all hated with this Major Bludd, was they fell out of the backpack way too easily. So those go in okay. They're staying in there pretty well. So it looks like maybe they tightened up the tolerances on them a little bit. Let's hope. So you can see there's the backpack. I mean, you can't tell from the picture if this one's closer together on the little things that hold it in, but it feels like they stay in better, but I don't think I'm going to trust it. I think I'll do the same thing and either put them both in a parts bag or at least one and leave one in here. That I have that giant contraption in the side holster, which is probably really meant for the Magnum, but I usually have it in there. Here we go. New Major Bludd, pinless. So, before we compare them, let's just get a good look at him. So he looks great just out of the box. Just first look at him, he looks awesome. The weathered armor, and without even putting them side by side really yet, you can see how much better this figure is with the attention to detail than the other one. You got red up here, these red, I don't know, whatever they are, vents, air holes, I don't know, whatever these are supposed to be on the armor. All of these are done in the red highlights, but what makes this stand out is the way it matches the helmet with this weathered look. Some really nice wash on this to make this look like this armor is well worn. So gauntlets do match it. You got some missing paint on the gauntlets, or on this gauntlet, and actually over here on the cybernetic arm you get the same thing. It's really good paint work on this guy. And then the overlay is the same. I mean, it's not nothing new there. Did do the buckles in silver. You got your red vent, whatever they are, in the back. This just shows how far along they've come in the paint process with these figures, where they're able to go in and highlight little details in this arm. I mean, this one looks great, but the way they were able to go in and bring all of this stuff out. We'll check the articulation in a minute. We'll just kind of look him over. Got his sigil there. I'm not sure. I don't know what that is, but maybe that was his unit that he commanded when he was in Special Forces before he turned into a mercenary. Maybe that's something within Cobra. It almost looks like an Iron Grenadier patch, but even though this guy's in Iron Grenadier colors, I don't see Major Bludd becoming a full-blown Iron Grenadier. Nice shiny whatever on the belt. Maybe these are smoke grenades. I don't know what they're meant to be. Nice shiny belt buckle. Belt is black. It's actually got the texture in it where it looks like leather. Same one. They just really... This one looks good too, but I mean, this one just really pops with the coloring. And you go down, and so the pants very closely match, but these are, they're somebody else's. So even the butt piece, the waist piece, this one's bigger on Red Bludd here. Same look though. I mean, it's the same. You get two pouches in the back. This one has two snaps. Looks like this one has one. So it's a good way to really keep the same look, but it's entirely different. And over here on the legs, you can see where they are different. You got a pouch here on the new one, and then different style knee and knee pad. I like these better. I do like these knee pads better, but they had to do that to change this up, because here's the big thing with this Major Bludd is he is pinless. That's part of why I wanted to go ahead and get this guy. Same boots. You do get the same boots, but again, look how much more detail is in the new one. Even the weathered armored plate looks great here. You'd have never thought you needed another one until you see what they did painting it black and then bringing out those details with the silver where it's kind of worn and where it fits together, even down into the buckle. I like that. I actually never really noticed that on the Cobra Island one, was it goes all the way down into the ankle rocker, and it just looks like it's part of the thigh or shin armor, not thigh armor, shin armor. So that's what they look like side by side. And then we'll just do a kind of put this guy in a similar pose and turn them over. Painted buckles on both, but the weathering back here, belt, and then over here on the side, not much difference on that left side other than the legs. I tell you, this, you never really thought after this figure. This is still one of the top figures in the line for many people, myself included. But when you see this one, it's hard to not love this. Even in there, on the shoulder, on the ball joint there, for the cybernetic arm attachment. So it's there on this figure. And when you look close, you can notice it. But on here, they painted, I don't know if that's a hose or supposed to be part of the attachment, you know, the articulation that makes the arm actually move, but they've painted that the same silver inside. So it stands out here. If you're looking to see the detail, you see it on Cobra Island, but you really see it on this one because it's meant to stand out. So awesome attention to detail on this figure. So there's your bicep swivel. Check out his elbow movement, no issues there. And check out the cyber arm. It's a little tighter, but out of the box, nothing there, no issues or anything. And I did want to point out the red on top of the cyber arm. They painted that red. Now this is kind of a weird inclusion, was painting this elbow, painting this around the elbow. That's the only thing I'm not sure if I like, but again, it does, I mean, it's the same color, it fits, he stands out. Just don't know how much I like that, but it does look really good. Then we'll go up, check out the head sculpt. This is what everybody, I don't think anybody wanted a new head sculpt for Major Bludd, but he can look up. He actually never really worked the articulation around on this Major Bludd. I thought on the neck, on the Cobra Island. So we've got, I think, the exact same neck system. Yeah. So these early figures, they could do this, and then for whatever reason they changed it. So it does have that ratchet in there on the neck, or that hinge, I guess. But he can look way up. Come on, focus. There we go. So that's awesome. You can get him in some really wicked poses with the way that some of these guys could look down. I mean, look at that. We don't get that with the new figures. We need it, but we don't get it. They desperately need to bring this back. T-pose, and then this is attached to, what is this? Oh, never mind. It's not attached anymore. Now I know. Knowing's half the battle. I've never tried removing that pauldron before, so it will pop off. It's got two little pegs there. So if you want to take the pauldron off, we can get a better look at that. I didn't even realize that popped off. I thought it floated inside like some of the other pauldrons do. I thought it was attached in here. He looks a whole lot more menacing without the pauldron. You definitely can tell that is a cybernetic arm. So good T-pose on this guy. Butterflies, about average. They're small butterfly joints, but you get a little range of motion. He doesn't have a big overlay like some of these figures have. I mean, he does, and it does hit it, but you get a little more out of it before it hits it with him. Let's check out the knees, no problem there. On either side, drop down hips. Now these Cobra Island figures definitely had some drop down hips. Matter of fact, they dropped down and didn't want to go back up on quite a few of them. So see how he stands. Like I said, I had an issue with this Major Bludd, and I don't know if it's because of the hips in here. I've just always had trouble getting this guy to stand well. I don't know if it's because he's got the boots that curve upward. That's been an issue. This is Cobra Island, and he's got the same boots. So let's look at this. 2025 Hasbro, made in China, is where Bludd was made. He does seem to stand a little bit easier with less having to finagle him around than this one does. So this is a really good figure, y'all. Let's check out the helmet. Fits tighter. That was why this Major Bludd's helmet popped off and is somewhere MIA on my cabinet. It doesn't fit very tight. This one is noticeably tighter. Let's see if it'll fit on this one. It should. Yeah, so that's how the helmet looks on the first one. Doesn't match though, because his armor doesn't have the weathering, but it will fit. So it's almost like this one is a little bit smaller, which it needed to be. So we'll check out the face sculpt, one of the best in the line, if not the best still. And we all wanted to keep this head sculpt for him, and they did. Looks like he found a razor somewhere. They kind of did away with the 5 o'clock shadow that this one has. Looks like maybe very, very slightly, but it's not really as noticeable. But it is the same. They kept his mole up here. It's not as big. It seems like maybe they tooled that down. I don't know if that even shows. He's got that mole on top. But so they kept that. And then of course on the eye patch, they did hit it with red that really pops and makes it stand out with everything else. I think I may actually, I don't do this much with my guys, but those are the dog tags for Cobra Island. That looks way better. Like I said, again, these are fine, but those actually match this guy way better. So I'm probably going to swap those around. See how much trouble it's going to be to get that shoulder pauldron to snap back on. I have a feeling it may not go back on as easy as it come off, but it did, and it's a whole lot more flexible once you break it loose. So yeah, I may leave it on there now that it's much more easily movable. I really did not know that pauldron actually come off of him. Let's see, and he does have horizontal articulation on his hands, which this guy also did. Nope, vertical articulation on the Cobra Island hands. Never taken the hands off on that figure, so I did not know that. So they did change the hand a little bit. At least the, see, at least the, what am I trying to say, the ratchet, the swivel in there. Which on this guy, I mean, you almost need vertical with this guy. It's not quite as bad as Law with that Uzi, but, I mean, it works. You can make it work. So there's what that looks like. Let's try out his revolver. There we go. No problem getting the finger in the trigger. I just love that look for this guy with that revolver. This weapon is so nice. And you can actually, you get enough room in there. You don't get that with a lot of the hands on these guys. You don't get much room to actually move the pistol once it's in the hand, but you do with him. So that, I guess on this one at least, will make up for the articulation on the wrist. But I mean, it's just menacing, man. Let's take them nasty things off. There we go. Much better. With the helmet on him. Much better. This is a really good figure. I'm digging this version of Major Bludd. I didn't even pre-order this guy at first. I passed on him. I was one of the people that said, this Cobra Island version over here. I mean, how can you improve on that? They found a way. Put the rockets in. Rocket Man. And we'll see how all of that does fit together. Because this is, I mean, a lot of what people want, I think, is this pistol and how conveniently he can carry this. I myself like the design of this with the backpack and the pistol pegging into it, storing the missiles. But that's what made everybody, or rockets, whatever you want to call them, that's what made everybody so angry with this, was how easily they come off. You go to pick him up or move him, you're still going to pop them off, but it's not going to be as easy as it was last time. So I just always either take the backpack off if they're in there, or make sure I hold him that way, hold them in. There's Major Bludd, man, other than these, those dog tags. I don't know why they didn't reuse these. Surely somebody put all of this together and thought, you know what, we had it right the first time. But, as we've mentioned, they've changed the neck and the ball joints half a dozen times. This is a really nice figure. It's a really nice update on this one. What do you guys think? Here they are side by side again. I wish I had his helmet handy, but I don't. Side by side, you can see the love that went into making this one. So what do you guys think? It's a worthy upgrade. Now, I really thought we'd be getting a cartoon, a retro card Major Bludd when we got the next one. I'm happy with this. This guy is going to be leading the 788 fire team, the FAR team. They're going to be up there firing on them Joes. Get them! Pew, pew. There, I knocked the rockets out. So, I dig this figure, y'all. He's really, really good. I don't know what else they really could have done on this figure to give you people that didn't get a chance to get this figure or want to pay through the nose for it, to give you that figure in a new way and kind of spice him up a bit. This is a great addition. I love the pinless, and for whatever reason, he does seem to stand a bit better than this one does. This Major Bludd's stellar. I mean, he's a repaint. Can't give him a perfect score, but I'm going to give him a 4.5 yeehaws. That's pretty dang good on my scale. Anything over a 4 is a really, really good figure. But the paintwork, the highlights they brought out, making these fit a little better. Painted the weapons, painted his holster, which I forgot to mention. It's bringing out a lot of the detail that the awesome sculpting of this figure has in it that you might have missed before. Major Bludd is a 4.5 yeehaws all day. I recommend picking him up to update your Major Bludd. If you don't have a Major Bludd, definitely go get this one. Alright, you guys, I'll see you next time. I'll get a couple pictures here on the end, and we will see you later. Hit that like, that subscribe, that share if that's what you want to do. Helps in that algorithm. And maybe Major Bludd will write a poem for us here at the end.